So I tell you guys, I argue with you guys, I plead with you guys all the time to just talk to your sexual partners, get over the awkwardness, have some courage, and just say some stuff about sex to your partners. It's going to improve your sexual quality by so much more than pretty much anything else that you could possibly do. But Alex, you extremely sexy, intelligent sex coach, I hear you say, it's awkward sometimes. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Well, in today's video, hopefully I can persuade you to get over that awkwardness, get over the uncomfortable feelings that you think are going to happen if you broach the topic of sex in a relationship, because today I'm going over the top 3 reasons to just communicate about sex in your relationship and why the sexual communication will improve your sex life by a huge margin. The first and probably most important reason and best reason to talk to your partner about sex is that it will increase your comfort level with that person during sexual experiences. So why will it do that? Well, because talking about sex gets it out there. And you start imagining your partner in these sexual experiences, and you imagine yourself with your partner in those sexual experiences. And once you've discussed these things, you're going to feel this kind of comfort talking about these things more and more and going more in depth into what you like or dislike about sex. Anytime you're increasing your comfort level with that person, it is just enhancing the possible pleasure that you can basically achieve in a sexual experience with that person. Why, you ask? Well, because sexual quality is primarily determined by psychological factors. How horny you are, how aroused you are, how excited you are, how immersed you are in the experience, how present you are. And if you're not comfortable with someone, you're going to be thinking things like insecurities, performance anxieties, other anxieties maybe, and these things are going to basically not allow you to get out of your head and be present in that sexual experience and receive all the pleasure you possibly could fit in your head. Because those little anxieties, they're taking up space right now. We want to get rid of them so we have more space for pleasure, right? And we want to do the same thing for our partners so that they feel more pleasure. And by talking about sex with your partner, it gets you more comfortable with that person, because then you can talk about anything. And then going into that sexual experience, having discussed sex, now you feel more comfortable, and maybe you have gotten rid of any insecurities because you've discussed what to do during sex and what your partner likes, and so there aren't these performance anxieties or any other anxieties, because you can just talk about these things, get them off your chest, get them out there so that you can be as comfortable as you possibly can be with that person. That is your primary goal in sexual relationships, is comfort level. Because if you are not comfortable, you cannot be immersed in the experience, and if you are not immersed in the experience, then you are missing so much pleasure in that sexual experience. The quality can never be that great if you are wandering around in your head instead of focused on what is currently happening, the amazing sexual experience. The second reason you should talk to your partner about sex is because you can have custom tailored sexual experiences that will fulfill any of your needs and desires sexually. If you talk about these things, then you can tell your partner exactly what you like, exactly what you don't like. They can tell you the same, and then you can do those things for that person. You guys can explore different fantasies, different fetishes, different kinks. You can experiment with each other and really figure out what the best sexual experiences are for you. If you don't talk about sex with your partner, then you are basically going into that sexual experience blind and relying on luck and guessing what your partner might like during that sexual experience. And who would want to go into a sexual experience that underprepared and just not know what to do? And I ask that question, but it's most people. Most people go into sexual experiences having no idea what their partner likes or dislikes, and they just do some vanilla thing that's not that risky, and just in the hopes that it's something your partner likes, or just worst case scenario, doesn't hate. So why not just remove that, remove the guesswork, remove the luck factor, and create sexual experience that will automatically be amazing? That would be smarter in my opinion. So hopefully you guys get the logic as well. Not to mention, this communication will get you more comfortable with actually doing these fantasies, these fetishes, these kinks, the experimentation, because you can talk about it before you just go in. Because I've known people that just, they want to experiment, and so they just do it one day and their partner is like shocked and maybe uncomfortable with that. But just talk to them and get that comfort level. Like in the first tip, comfort. We want to be comfortable with our partners. We don't want to be insecure or stressed or anxious. That's not going to lead to good sex. What it does lead me into is reason number 3, which is that if you talk about sex, you will create a stronger relationship, a stronger bond with that person. Relationships are totally built upon communication, right? Pretty much everyone agrees. It's basically the ultimate cliche of relationships that communication is key. And I agree. You guys should be discussing everything, even things you disagree on. You should really parse these things out, figure out why you guys disagree, why you even have those beliefs in the first place. And you guys shouldn't stop doing that when it comes to sex and the realm of your sexual relationship. That is a place where you definitely should do it. And so many relationships, they talk about everything. And then what happens in the bedroom is just basically like, we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to go in there and do it, but we're not going to actually discuss it or talk about it because, that's for the bedroom and we can't just talk about it whenever. Are you crazy? But yes, you can, and you should. And it's going to basically create a stronger relationship with you guys, because then there is nothing left in secret. There is no secrecy. You guys know everything about each other, and you guys can grow as a relationship now, because there's nothing left to figure out. It's just, now you're just free to do whatever you want, experiment however you want, and just go on this sexual journey together. And the more bonded you are with that partner, the more of an emotional connection that you can create, the better the sexual experiences will be. Because then there is that emotional component to it that just enhances the psychological factors, the psychological stimulation, makes the sex more pleasurable. Sex with love is much better than sex without love. And by communicating with your partner, you can create a more loving relationship, which will then lead to better sex. So if I haven't convinced you by now, then I don't know what else I could say, because there are so many benefits to communicating with your partner about sex, and there aren't really any negatives. The only bad thing, the only negative, is the initial awkwardness, the initial feeling that it might be uncomfortable to discuss these things. That's the only negative. And so if you get over that and just go and do it and talk to your partner about these things, then you've gotten rid of all the negatives and you have all these positives in front of you: a stronger relationship, more custom tailored sex, and a more psychologically stimulated experience because you're more comfortable with your partner. There are many more things that communication does, but these are the top 3, and so I hope my argument will not fall on deaf ears and you will go actually talk to your partner about sex. Get over the uncomfortable feeling. It's most likely not even going to be there. It is just a perception that we have for some reason. Then when you actually do it, in hindsight, you're like, okay, that wasn't uncomfortable at all. And that has basically been my experience and the experience of so many other people that I've told this advice to. So definitely keep it in mind. Go talk about sex. It's important. It helps you out. It helps you feel more positively about sex. Helps your partner feel the same way. And then you guys will have better sex because of it. So there's no reason not to, basically. So if you like this video, you like this message, then go ahead and leave me a like to let me know. Also, if you want more sexual advice like this, sex tips, then subscribe and come back for more of these types of videos. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And I really hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.